Matt Hogan joins me now as we talk about the upcoming Super Regional, and the big win is just the 8th team and the 4 seed spot to come out of that and advance to a Super Regional in college baseball history. Matt, this run for you guys has been so special. What is it like being a part of a program like this after you've done this before with a couple other Vanderbilt teams before?
Yeah, so my freshman year when I was at Vanderbilt, I never actually made the travel roster. I actually left after we went to Kentucky. But my junior year, I did get to experience both a regional and a super regional, and then I didn't end up going to Omaha because I had like an injury, so I wasn't able to make it. But it's always a thrill. I mean, especially with this team, it's just so great because everyone's so close with one another. Um, and every single pitch is like the biggest thing. Like, and you got to take it that way because if you don't, you're gonna miss a beat. So to me, it's just been really special to actually be able to play and experience it, but even more special because I'm doing it with this group.
Yeah, I mean, as fans on our end, we see it in the Major League Baseball playoffs and we see it in college baseball playoffs, but there's something so different about baseball playoffs because of that. Every single pitch, the game can just flip on its head. And we saw that on Sunday with your big 2-run shot. What was that like being the guy that initiated that change that essentially won the regional for you guys?
Well, I mean, I first got to look at the first 2 games. I kind of had a rough start to the weekend, didn't really play too well. And I mean, in the game against Washington, if you look at the box score, it ate me alive the night before. I didn't even contribute anything to that game. I had like a double, but I didn't score a run, didn't have an RBI. And like for that drove me nuts. Like just the entire night, I couldn't sleep. But, to be able to contribute and help us win that game, I mean, that was big just on my part, just to kind of keep my sanity a little bit. But I also know that I wasn't the only one that had, like, yeah, sure, it was a big hit, but I know anybody else in that situation on our team would have gotten the job done as well. We have a very resilient team. We really do. And a lot of these guys we don't like to back down. And I mean, it was kind of a sucker punch when when we went down 7-0 against Washington, but we didn't react like, oh no, this game's over. It was just like, no, that's good. Let's go. Let's get back on it. Let's win this game. So um, it's a really cool dynamic that we got here.
Yeah, and you talk about that Washington game. I mean, we were sitting there watching it, and as someone that's watched ORU this entire season and kind of seen the resiliency and the incredible hitting ability of your squad, it didn't really come as a surprise the way that it caught the rest of the country by surprise. But I think what it did is it put you guys on the map as real contenders in this college baseball tournament. Now, that attention, how have you guys been able to manage that as you've gotten back this week and you're doing media interviews like this all throughout?
Mhm. It's been fairly easy, I would say. I mean, we're a pretty routine-oriented ball club. I mean, you know, we'll get back and we just get right back into what we do as normal. And the most important day is today. That whatever happens on Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend is a problem for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. It's not today's problem. Today's problem is how can we get better today, and how can we get ourselves ready for it. So for us, it's just been kind of like, okay, we're back. Let's get back to work. Let's do our routine. Let's stay routine oriented. Let's not try and be anything more than ourselves.
How real is the belief in this program and in the clubhouse that you guys can go out there and win this super regional and make a run in the College World Series?
I would say, it's pretty high. I mean, the thing is, I don't say we're a very high expectation group in the sense that, we go out there and we expect to get a hit in every single at bat. I wouldn't say that's reasonable, but I would say we're routine oriented and we're very disciplined. We stick to what we do. We do what we know. And as when we do that, we win ball games. And we try not to go outside of that. We try not to, I mean, going into Oregon, we know that's a talented ball club. We do. We know that we're going to walk in there. It's going to be a grudge match. So, we're just trying to prepare on our end and be as best as we can. But, the internal belief is there. I mean, we do believe we can go all the way. We do. And that's that's really important to us.
Going back to Sunday, just for one final time, the dog pile, you guys didn't dog pile after winning the Summit League title. You did this time. Were you on the bottom of that? Where were you on that? And did anybody come out of there with any cuts or anything? I know you're wearing spikes, so.
Yeah, no. So I made sure I didn't jump on top because I actually had a bad experience with a spike earlier in the year. I had to get, I think it was like 8 or 10 stitches on my left leg because I was running to first base and I got clipped and it just big old gash in my leg. So I made sure that I kind of got in on the side of the dog pile and just kind of pushed it, kind of like a lineman. But that was about it. I didn't want to jump on top or anything. I didn't want to risk getting hurt or anything. And thankfully, no one got hurt. So that was cool.
Yeah, it's always dicey when everybody's jumping on top and, there's some metal spikes and everything. But glad to hear that everyone came out of there unscathed and you guys are ready to go for this trip to Eugene. We're excited to see what happens and looking forward to maybe another dog pile in the Pacific Northwest. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.